Welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for my first video on my second rank 4 that you all chose her first. Chee'ilth over Kushala. There's obviously a lot of comments for both, but Chee'ilth had more. At least that's what I thought I saw. I'm pumped up to get this out to you. I'm just gonna say this right now, right? And because a lot of you have asked, like, dude, why not Crossbones? Why not? And don't worry, we're gonna have some PvP. We're gonna have, this is obviously Lab Hulk. We're gonna have bosses from Act 9.1. We're gonna have so many fights from 9.1. And I think that's really it, right? And we've talked about this quite a bit. I still believe that the best skill attacker for Battlegrounds is Crossbones. And I actually have some Crossbones footage. I'm gonna be doing a video on that really soon. But if you're going like overall whole thing, a dual threat, of course, too. And then questing, a lot of games questing, content, long form, epoch, these whole things, this new gauntlet ordeal that we've got going on. For me, it is Chi. It is Chi all day, and I'm gonna be showing that to you in this video, right? We'll be talking a lot about how to use her as well too, but a lot of this is just like, dude, this is what a rank 4 can do. It's been, you know, I don't even want to say no regrets, because honestly, she has superseded my expectations. What this was like 1 point some odd million health, and I'm just kind of showing this to you. And yeah, she does get a little bit of a benefit against Gamma. Don't worry, we're going to show you non-science. We're going to show you non-Gamma, the whole thing. For those who don't really know how she works, don't worry, we're going to talk about that a lot too. And yes, a lot of her damage is bleed. And you can see we're able to stack up a tremendous lot of bleeds. In fact, I think there would have been a way to maybe have done this potentially even faster if you've gone all the way to the special 3 and get a really nice heal, depending on, you know, how much health you've lost too. But the cool thing is her heal gained a 15-second regen buff, healing 50% of the health lost this fight, or missing 30% of missing health too, whichever is greater. So that's going to really work out. But the main reason people often do it is you gain a 35% vicious passive. Vicious is great for those bleeds. So here we go. I've got my notes. So this is going to be the Gulk, a Gladiator Hulk boss. And a lot of our bleeds and our cleanses are going to be coming into this, right? So we've got Chum the Water, we've got Counter Strike, we've got whenever a skill attacker inflicts a bleed, they also inflict a non-stacking slow, which is really, really nice. However, we're not going to have needed that at all, because Chee'ilth has the passive grit, which is great because it's a passive on her. It is not a buff, so this can't be nullified or anything like that. And remember, when she's got the grit on activation, which is really also very cool. I've been utilizing that in the current Battlegrounds meta. Also notice we started this fight with 28% health. You know, I have Chee'ilth, man. I feel good. I feel great. I know this is going to go well. I've done videos on this too, where I've talked about you don't have to do what I just did, which was the punishing of their heavy with your heavy. It's obviously helpful. It's going to, I think it's pause, I think 4 of your bleeds, some of your bleeds. We'll get to that here in this. And then when Gulk goes unstoppable, I know we've got that passive slow, which is really, really nice of them to do that for me, kabam. But if I did not have that, it would not matter, because you can see we've got that pink grit. And anytime we throw our special 1, watch, I'm probably going to throw in here, or I'm going to punish. I'm going to punish because it's good and it's cool and it looks good on YouTube, but also it does do more damage. So all jokes aside, and you can see the pink grit passive there in the upper left-hand corner. Like I said, it's great because any node that would be, you know, purifying that off me, right? I'm going to show a fight later here. Well, I guess that's purifying debuffs. You get the point, right? Anything that's nullifying, stagger, that sort of stuff, doesn't matter. We're going to keep our grit buff. That was like 1 some odd million health from a boss in 9.1 done in a very short amount of time. That was 52 seconds. So now I'm showing you the node here. This is fight or flight. This is the current Battlegrounds meta. It's actually very, very tricky. Now, Chee'ilth has a cleanse as well, right? You get more of them as the fight. That's what's crazy about this. She's also a ramp-up champion. Like, she gets stronger as the fight goes. Sister Eagle, Brother Bear, Brother Grizzly come in and help you out, right? It's really, really cool, and we'll talk about that a bit more as we go. But you can see we've got our cleanses. So if I was to get one of those, I think they're weaknesses on you, they'd be coming in. I don't have to worry about the defensive side or the fight or flight on the unstoppable, as long as I keep up my grit. As those of you who know Spider-Ham know, he can be really, really tanky, especially if you can get those spider nonsense going, right? It decreases your special ability, but we don't have to worry about it. Any sort of debuffs that would potentially have been gone on us are not there. We are able to just throw our special 1. Like her loop, her flow is so phenomenal because, well, we'll show you more fights, right? But in that one, it was just special 1s, punish with my heavy, punish his special 1, that sort of thing. This is bonkers, right? So this is going to be a super masochism, okay? So this fight is telling you, hey, if you're relying on your debuffs, you're going to struggle. This is one of the first 2 fights in the Crucible, right? Which was all, I think, all the fights from Act 8. So this isn't a massive, massive, massive health pool. There is, again, you know me, don't hide the ball, right? If we intercept, We are going to get a really big precision, and I tried very hard to not intercept in this fight. I believe I accidentally do it once. Another thing I want to point out, because one of the big messages I want to get across, I've done this in at least 2 Chee'ilth videos now, because she is so good, is listen, yes, punishing their specials, punishing their heavies with your heavy attack, it is helpful. That is going to increase your damage. It is with your bleeds. However, it was Yondu's special 1. I could not punish it with my heavy. I just was not able to figure it out. Maybe there's a way to do it. I was not able to do it after, I think I did this fight like 3 or 4 times. And you can see right there, there's just too much space created. And then I think it's going to be the next fight. It's going to be a similar scenario. And that's fine. That is totally fine. The fight, depending on the health pool defender, might take slightly longer. But you're going to be a-okay. Chee'ilth has the tools if she fits. Literally, again, this was super masochism, meaning on a timer, my bleeds are being removed, which is one of the major sources of Chee'ilth damage. We'll talk about it a little bit. Actually, I'll mention it now. I will show one fight where the awakened ability does come into play, and that basically she gets a precision in lieu of the bleeds if the opponent is bleed immune. Outside of that, it doesn't matter. Oh, and one that's helping with physical damage back. It just doesn't matter. Now, this is really cool. And I essentially, there's all kinds of nodes. You all read them, have a good time with it. Essentially, what's going to happen is this red goblin is going to get massive furies, massive. And this is another large part of what makes Chee'ilth so amazing. We're going to let this play. I'm not going to be able to heavy punish, I believe, his SP1 or his heavy, because he kind of moves back on both of them. But I do want to find this for you. Okay, so this is part of the Sister Eagle. I was talking about these benefits that they apply to Chee'ilth. While blocking the opponent's attack, their attack rating is capped at 100% of what it was at the start of the fight. Watch this. He's already got 15 Furies. These are massive Furies. He's now up to 34. And it's hard to fight your muscle memory on this. So a couple times I am going to Dex. I apologize. It's just really hard to do it. But I think he's going to get up to 99 Furies. He's up to 60 Furies, he being Red Goblin. And watch the damage into our block. I mean, Kabam does this on nodes, right? Like, whatever. Like, these things happen. This is literally a node from the Crucible. He's at 96% Furies. I blocked that. Our health bar barely goes down. The second hit of a special 1 does 2% of our health, while he's at 99 Furies. That is the whole threat of this node. There are nodes like this. Now, again, for clarity, no ball hiding. This will not help you with, like, I believe it's like block penetration. And there's something else. So this is, though, like their attack rating, okay? So it's not like how much they're penetrating into your block. So if the node's doing that or the defender's doing that, please don't try this, at least, unless it's something you can back out of very quickly. But as far as and this is what it says, while blocking the opponent's attack, so this won't help you too if you try to Dex out and miss the thing, their attack rating is capped at 100% of what it was at the start of the fight. It does not matter how many Furies they get, all these things. And then well-timed blocks reduce this attack rating cap to 50%. So if we had parried it, even better. Each a well-timed block also shortens a spirit charge timer by 5 seconds. Now, she gets a lot of benefits from getting that spirit charge going, more cleanses, the whole thing. All right, so now we're doing this. I think some of you have probably seen this on my Rank 3 initial WoW showcase. Don't worry, the rest of these fights are going to be ones you've never seen before. Actually, you've never seen this. This was with the Rank 4, and I just want to establish this for people who just aren't as familiar with Chee'ilth, or maybe they haven't thought about this sort of thing. Is another thing, and I talk about the flow, that's so amazing for her is the flexibility within her kit. In this node, I think we needed to place debuffs. This is, I have my notes. Yeah, we're gonna do no knockdowns at all, because I think if they were knocked down, they being Iron Patriot, they would go debuff immune. And obviously, in a fight where the defender is not bleed immune, essentially, we need our bleeds. Now, if he had gone bleed immune, we would have gotten our precisions. But I think that sort of shifting, we're better off just sticking with our bleeds. And this is the damage she can do just with her axe attacks. We're not throwing our special 1, getting the grit up and getting more bleeds. We are not throwing our specials and getting damage from that. I'm not even throwing the special 3 and getting the vicious, I think it was called, from that. That was just purely just mediums, not even the heavy. I said heavy earlier, but obviously those of you who were paying attention know that was not right. Those were just literally the medium hits over and over, getting an Act 9.1 fight done in 53 seconds. Now this node does have the whittle down. The defender takes less damage when they have no debuff. So there are a lot of nodes like this, like going through Act 9, testing these fights, testing these lanes. They're asking for this. Now it's got also bleed vulnerability. Again, remember, I'm not going to just show you this, but I did want to show you her popping off. This is a Gamma champion, and Chee'ilth, while fighting Gamma opponents, right? Sasquatch is one. All the Hulks, of course, the leader. Chee'ilth's personal debuffs gain a 40% potency, and her synergy bonuses gain special Gamma enhancements. She has some really nice synergy partners and synergies in general. You can see they are going unblockable at some points, but we just get out of the way. We're Chee'ilth too. We are very, very tanky. I am spec'd into not despair, but the mastery inequity that reduces the attack rating based on how many debuffs you have. For those of you who are curious about this, I am running deep wounds. I don't think you have to have it. Her bleeds are so incredibly long, but it is definitely helpful. I talked to some of the Illuminati about it. No one said you had to have them. BMcG was saying that he had done some great fights without them. Stimula was saying, like, I really like it. Personally, I really like it too. Both Sim and B are right, though. You can do great stuff without them. I'm with Stimula, though. I tend to run deep wounds anyway, so that's been phenomenal for me. And you do not need her awakened. I said I will call out the fight. I will show some awakened stuff. Now, I wanted to show you the fight. The next fight happened to be this Jane Foster, right? Lady Thor. And I want to show you that, yeah, the Gamma was increasing my damage. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't against that She-Hulk, but you're going to see these results against a non-Gamma champion, and I think you're going to be more than satisfied. That's what I love about that sort of nod, is that Chee'ilth is phenomenal. He pops off even more against Gamma champions, right? Like, I'm going to be paying attention to that. You see me do that with, like, tech champions. So they seem to tie in a lot of, like, tech is either good versus mutants, and then they're, you know, average everywhere else or something like that, or they're great everywhere, and then they're phenomenal against mutants. Chee'ilth is phenomenal. And then against Gamma, which is obviously a much smaller thing than a whole class, she's pretty good. So now this fight, I'm going to show you the miss counter. That's right. She actually has a miss counter as well. My Chee'ilth, I think, is sig either 40 or 80. So it's not a massive sig here. The signature ability can help you with physical damage back. Sister Eagle also provides new assistance, instantly healing 55% at, I guess, at sig 1 to 90% at sig 200 of all damage dealt to Chee'ilth by physical damage effects. So there's going to be a few times in here. I'm going to make a mistake in this fight too, but you saw me hit Quake's block. Quake does physical damage back. So this is like your Thorns, your Atumas, your Korgs, that sort of thing. I got a miss there. I made a mistake. That's fine. A part of what I also want to show you. This is a tanky gal. Remember too, you make a mistake like that and it's starting to be a problem as you're going on your questing. Because remember I said what a great quester she is. Go to your special 3. Not only are you going to get the beautiful Vicious, right? Yeah, Vicious. You're also going to get that great heal. But I've thrown my SP too, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, dude, you have got Falter up on you, and you're still hitting Quake. What's going on? What is this dark magic? It's just the Tranquilize, right? And the beauty is when you have the Tranquilize up, you cannot miss. But additionally, that is a 50% Tranquilize, meaning I think it's the ability accuracy of the opponent's buffs debuffs is decreased. So we're decreasing their debuffs, plus we're getting the cleanses, plus we're working through our spirit charges, so our cleanses are growing. It makes it very, very difficult for any debuff to get through and to stay on, okay? Now, this is a rank 3 Red Skull. This is part of what I love about her. Now, remember I said, I still feel strongly that Crossbones is the best skill Battlegrounds attacker. I will have a video coming out in the next couple weeks, let's call it, okay? Crossbones has been doing great stuff, and not just this meta where he is shrugging that weakness, but this is the sort of flexibility that Chee'ilth has. Now, her grit passive isn't making her better. It's not enhancing her damage or anything like that, but it is allowing me to play a little more fast and loose with the Unstoppable. Right there, I made a mistake. Keep that in mind. That mistake is going to significantly play into the score. It also caused me to have to think about recalibrating, so it's going to make the time take longer. But without that mistake, Chee'ilth comes out of this fight with significantly more health, and the time is decreased significantly, even a better score. But I wanted you to see this. This is the sort of fight that happens in Battlegrounds, right? Like I'm in Mysterium 1 right now, and trust me, some weird ass matchups happen because you can't just you and your opponent. It's a game of chess, right? So there we go. Rank 3, Red Skull down. that score really should have been about 50,000 easily, without that mistake and me misplaying it. Now, going to show off, this is, again, act 9.1. This is like a cleanse and an evade or something like that. We've got to basically get Cap into the corner, and then he's going to go unstoppable. Well, I want you to see this. This is another thing I just love about champions like this, is you're not paying a price for using her utility. Her utility being obviously the cleanse, right? Parry. Oh no. Okay, that's helping you get the spirit charge timer going down, stuff like that. The special one, as I said, and we talked about this, it's worded on activation. That grip passive goes up, so I didn't need to worry that the unstoppable timer was getting very, very close, because I knew the second I threw that special one, the grip timer, the pink grip timer in the upper left-hand corner was gonna go off. I didn't need to worry about it. The unstoppable would be handled. And then, you know, this isn't asked for a ton. I'm not gonna act like this was like, oh, this is why she's high on the tier. This is not why she's on the tier list, but it is something that was interesting to me, that the node is actually asking me, it's saying you are at an advantage. I think it helped with the Scourge, if I remember correctly. If you can get the opponent in the corner and basically keep them there. She has this massive heavy, watch this with the boot. Oh, I didn't do it. Damn, but it's been multiple times. She just boots him in the face. It's awesome. It's amazing. Like, she just is like, no, talk to the boot, puts him right back in the corner. So it feels kind of like, it's similar to me as actually Kate Bishop, of like, you just get them in the corner and you've got these tools to keep them there and you just beat down the opponent. It's really, really fun. And then those of you who've watched a lot of my testing videos, this is a fight I like to test champions on to see if they can handle it. It's a Tigra. She's going to be going unblockable from time to time. If you dex, I think it's twice within a certain amount of period of time, she's going to get a heal. So this is a nice way to see, and the heal can't have it to like, can't be decreased basically. So despair is not actually helping me. Either you have to heal block this or you got to overpower it. And, you know, I knew that Chee'ilth could do this as a rank 3, but I wanted to go in and see, look at that boot. She just drills him in the face. I absolutely love it. Sorry, I just love her animations as well. You're just like hacking and slashing. It feels really, really cool. But she's going to overpower this heal. Obviously, we are not getting any help from Despair in any way, shape, or form. And it's another fight that just, for me, when I'm testing champions out, their flow. Because this is a node set that can just totally mess with them. You are not often able to play the champions the way, like, in their optimized loop. I think it's like a science lane, so maybe a science champion would be able to. I don't really know. I don't care. Seeing that Chee'ilth was able to do it and just handle it and beat down that Tigra. She's amazing. That's all the footage I have for now for like my initial rank 4. As far as Battlegrounds is concerned, I can see people asking about that. I like I've said a couple times, but I know people skip around. I still feel that Crossbones is the best pure attacker on the skill side. I think Chee'ilth is the best kind of like, let's call it like dual threat. Obviously, there's a Tuma and Bullseye on the defensive side. Bullseye seems to be holding on a little bit better. Skill's kind of in an interesting place, but I meant what I said when I took the rank 4. It was a really tough choice for me between her and Crossbones. I love them both. Barring some change in my roster or the game or something like that, Crossbones will probably be the next rank 4 because he's just that good as well too. But who knows when that comes and that sort of thing. But I did want to address that because I know I'm such a prominent fan of Crossbones, and I just see so many questions about it. Even though I answer it in so many different places, I know not everyone can see every video. And then as far as Chee'ilth is concerned, she's been literally everything I hoped she would be, and honestly, even better because it's what we talk about. I'm playing her more now, and so when things go a little sideways, I've won a lot of fights with her and done a lot of cool stuff with her that just wasn't that pretty for YouTube. It'd be a lot of me like, oh, I made that mistake. Oh, I made that one. But I'm learning, and I'm just getting better with her, and I can't wait for more act content and stuff to come out because she's gonna, I'm sure, absolutely demolish it. As usual, though, let me know what you think I got right. Let me know what you think I got wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.